this is Angelica. Welcome back to my channel. I am coming to you with a quick video this week. We're going to be talking about, it's a long title, how when you go for the things that you desire or when you get into alignment, how doors open for you. Working on the title, but that's the gist of it. I do not have a positive soundbite for this week, but I do have a book. I'm gonna give you guys the book now versus putting it in at the end. I am reading Fit for Life, and I'll put it on the screen here. This is a great book. I am not done with it. I'm almost done. I am listening to it on Audible. I ended up reading the book because it was talking about food combining. I know that he speaks a little bit on veganism, but he's not pushing veganism. I literally just wanted to get the book on how to do better with my digestive system. Hence, why I'm about to make a fruit bowl. I've got some grapes here. I'm gonna cut this pineapple and mango. I have been starting my morning with fruit, and I'm noticing a really big difference in my digestive system in the morning. I always start with water, but now I'm adding fruit to it where that's just the first thing that I eat in the morning. And so that's part of the reason why I am suggesting this book. It goes into a variety of things on just how to eat well and eat from a basic solid point with your food. How not to just do all this experimentation with processed foods and just to eat what's from the earth. I follow Chef Babette. I actually follow a lot of vegan chefs, and she's one of the ones that I follow. I absolutely love her. She recommended this book as well in an interview, and that's actually how she kicked off her vegan journey. As you can see, I am inspired by a lot of vegan people, although I'm not vegan. I was vegan at one period of my life, and I just have not figured out what works for me. So I'm constantly reading to just figure out my own balance and what works. I don't like being put into a box, so I'm just not in a box. But I like to eat well, and I like to eat healthy, and I like to eat whole foods. Okay, so let's get into it. Yeah, we got a lot of fruit to get through. So, back in like late 2017, I had a bunch of just terrible things happen to me. Not happen to me, but happened in my life, literally back to back to back, like in a 4-week period. I lost my job, or should I say I was fired, which it was a mutual separation because I was gonna resign the following day. They beat me to it by one day, but we're not gonna get into it. It's neither here nor there. Me and my boyfriend broke up. There is no story there. It happened. And my grandmother passed, which was really sad because I didn't grow up with her. I saw her for holidays, but she lived in Maryland and I lived in Florida. So when I moved to the area, I was just like, oh, this is gonna be cool. I'll get to spend more time with her, which I did, but I felt like my time was cut short because her illness was just unexpected. And so that was a huge disappointment. And so it was kind of like, and I know I'm an emotional eater. I knew this about me. Self-awareness is everything. If you don't have any, get some. That will really help with the decisions you make in life. If you know who you are and why you do the things you do, self-awareness will help you with making better decisions. And so it was like I saw this, like, what do they call them? Water spouts? I'll say a tornado. It's like I saw this tornado and right here, and I was standing on the outside, and I just had this moment, and I said, okay, Angel, if you don't get a hold of this right now, you're gonna spiral. You need to figure out how to change this situation around. And for me, I just kind of asked myself 2 questions. What do I have control of, and how can I be happy? And part of the reason I asked myself is, what do I have control of, is because I felt like I had all these external factors that just happened at once that were like playing a role on me crashing if I allowed it to. And so, and then of course I wanted to be happy because these were all unhappy things that happened. So I started with the physical and worked myself in. I said, okay, well, you're overweight, you're not healthy right now, you need to get back into fitness, you need to do that for you. That's going to be a great way to channel your energy, your anger, your sadness right now. That's a great way to channel it. And then what makes you happy? Well, let me get back into what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about dance. That's what I went to school for. I had always wanted to teach Zumba. And I never went for it when I lived in Atlanta. I was gonna go for it, and I talked myself out of it out of fear. I even have family members that were willing to pay for my training because they knew I would be really, really good, and they wanted to gift that to me, and I didn't allow them to because I was too fearful to actually do it. So, so this time I made the decision. I said, okay, I'm gonna go for this. I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna teach. I'm gonna get the training. And so I decided to work on the fitness aspect first. I'm gonna fast forward through this part, but let's say within a few months, I dropped 10 pounds. I dropped 2 dress sizes, went and got my training done, happy, and then I stalled. I stalled for 2 reasons: out of fear that I wouldn't do well, and a distraction. There was a man, he was a butthole, total distraction. And I had a family friend come visit, and he said, okay, well, of course you know what to do. Get the distraction out of the way. That's a no-brainer. He's no good. He's a waste of your time. Get that out of the way. But the other thing was that coming into my home, he could read and feel the walls. You know, energy is everything. And he said, your walls are literally screaming that you don't believe in yourself, that you don't have any faith in yourself, that can't is really, really loud in here, and it's all over you. And so he was just like, why is that? He was just like, you know, you need to get a hold of that because you are so capable, you're so talented, you're so smart. Why are you feeding into this negative repeat of what you can or can't do? You're so capable. And it was kind of like, okay, God, can we discuss you telling other people my business? Can we have a meeting before this happens? It was like I didn't have to open up my mouth or speak a word. He saw and felt everything in my house and was just like, yeah, you need to change your perspective. This is it. And he was spot on. And so so that happened. And so I said, okay, let me get a hold of this. Let me step out of my box. Let me step out of my fear and let me do it. Because it didn't make sense to train and lose the weight and get healthy. It didn't make sense to spend the money. I want to say in the upwards of $200 for this training. Get into the network. I had been paying I also pay dues. So at this point, I have been paying for monthly dues, November, December, January, February, March, for 5 months. Why am I paying dues if I'm not teaching, right? So I said, okay, gave myself a month, learned my routines. You know, your class can be anywhere from like 12 to 16 songs. It's rigorous, it's a lot. So I said, okay, let me learn my stuff. And I don't know why I didn't have a bow ready. Give me a second. Let me get my act together. Let me get my shit together. And I had all of the best intentions. I got my dance resume together, specifically my dance resume, because I had my background is in dance. I went to school for it. And I mapped out all of the studios that I want to go to and give my resume to. All of the managers, you know, I was working in DC, living in Maryland, so anywhere between my route to work and home, I was applying for jobs, or that was the intent. And my sister goes, after I print everything, I'm ready, I'm amped up. She's just like, I don't think any managers are there on Saturday. And I'm like, why wouldn't it be? She was just like, just call and check. I don't think anyone's there. I called 5 out of 8 gyms, no managers are there. And so I was just like, okay, but they give me instructions on how to apply. A lot of the places were actually pretty nice on how I could just apply and when to come back. They even gave me some of the manager schedules, who to ask for. Some of these gyms were really nice. And I said, okay, cool. Fast forward to Sunday night, I'm mapping out where I'm gonna go and in what route, because you got to be strategic in DC traffic. And I'm on the message board for the Zumba instructor network, the Zen network, and someone posts, "Hey, this curves needs a sub," and it was in an area I could get to pretty quickly. They needed a sub for the following night. I was like, oh, bet. So I reach out to, she gives me the manager's number, the owner's number, reach out. Owner doesn't even ask for my resume. She's just like, when can you get here? When can you come? Can you come at 5:45 tomorrow? I know it's traffic. Can you make it? I was like, cool, I can make it. I go, I teach my very first class unexpectedly. Like I was subbing for someone. Kill it. I do a fantastic job. The ladies love me. And immediately the question is, okay, when can you come back? And I'm like, well, this is not my regular class. This is someone else's class. Like, isn't someone else teaching this class? And they're just like, yeah, but we're always looking for subs and you're amazing. So what's your schedule? Immediately, she gives me a permanent Saturday morning class at 9:30 on the spot. I now have my first class. All right, cool. So the month goes on. After I applied for a position at LA Fitness, I have my audition, kill my audition. I get one of the best pay rates you can get with LA Fitness as an instructor. And I don't get my permanent classes right away, but she says, hey, you can start subbing immediately. Anything that you see on the internal postings where someone needs a sub, you can teach that class, you can pick it up. So I was picking up all over the place. Shout out to Lansdale. If you live somewhere between Brooklyn and Baltimore, and you've gone to that location, I have probably taught you. I was all over the place. PG County though was my home gym. So after probably about a month, I got my 2 permanent classes at the PG location. Okay, cool. Next, a homegirl reaches out to me who's also an instructor. She doesn't really teach Zumba, but she'll teach it every once in a while. She's actually a Les Mills instructor, so she teaches body pump. I loved her class. And she was just like, hey, I remember you telling me that you were getting your certification. Did you get it and can you sub tonight? Again, all of this stuff was just happening like back to back to back. And I was just like, yeah, I can sub. This was like paying $60 an hour. That's like really good. They were looking for an emergency sub, so they were willing to pay. And so it's for DC Parks and Recreation, this contractor who won a bid. I didn't have anyone to fill this role. After I teach it, he reaches out and he says, do you want to take it permanently? It's twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. This will be your permanent class. Yes, absolutely, sure. So within a month, and I don't even think the month was over with, but within like 3 to 4 weeks, I got 5 permanent classes. I got a Saturday class at Curves, I got a Tuesday and Thursday class at DC Parks and Recreation, and then I got a Sunday and Wednesday class at LA Fitness. Do you know I did not hand out not one resume? All I did was get into alignment. I was intentional about what the plan was or what I was gonna do. And it was almost like God said, that's all I needed to see. I just needed to see your actions. I just needed to see if you were willing to try and do it. And he just blessed me just like that. And here's the thing. It doesn't mean that I didn't run up against any obstacles. I did. I had sound equipment obstacles. I had, issues with sometimes the app with being able to play my class music sometimes. I did have some obstacles. So was it completely perfect? Not all the time, but was it perfect most of the time? Yeah. Was I able to go in and maintain those classes and kill it? Yeah, I had a dope ass time. And it just grew. The opportunity grew into more than I could expect it. Fast forward to the pandemic, I had built a dance community that followed me from the gym to online because we all wanted to work out and wanted to stay connected. So now I had my own gym members that became my own personal clients during that time. But it was just about me trying and me stepping out of my fear and being willing. And so sometimes the universe, not sometimes, The universe always has your back. But two, it's just waiting for you. It's almost like it has all of these doors and windows that it wants to open for you if you just get in alignment and you step out of your fear and you just try. And those doors will be open for you. Does it happen perfectly just like that all the time? No, it doesn't. But does it happen? Yeah, it does. So I hope this is encouraging for someone to step out of your box, whatever your passion projects are, or if there's a corporate job that you want that you're too afraid to apply for or ask for. I want you to do it. I want you to say that you are good enough, that you are worthy enough, and do it. Just try. Just try. So I hope that's encouraging for someone. Happy Sunday. Today is a Sunday. Hope you got your church message in, or you listening to your church music, or you out for your walk, or you are doing your yoga, finding whatever makes you grateful on this here Sunday. If you are non-religious, that's cool too. Whatever you are grateful for, I hope that you find it today. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I hope that's encouraging you. Step out of your box, step out of your fear, and let God and the universe do the rest. Peace. Okay, so here's my finished fruit bowl. There are grapes in there, but you can't see them because there's a ton of pineapple. And then I've got pineapple, grapes, and mango in here. I know that I can have as much fruit as I want according to the book, but I just can't remember if I'm allowed to combine all of the fruit, or if I'm supposed to eat each of them separately. I don't remember, and I'm about to dig in. I'm not going to harp on it. But anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your day and your week. And if you haven't today, give yourself some grace, just like you would give others. Be kind to yourself. Be good to yourself. All right. Bye, guys.